2-0 driver here in Phoenix, Arizona. How's everybody doing out there today on Saturday? Saturday the 13th. Saturday the 13th. Better than Friday the 13th. It is 8:24 a.m. 8:24 a.m. Had a pretty good day. Once again, started out very slow in the beginning, getting a few trips here and there, but small ones, and then it picked up throughout the morning. Want to talk about a couple of my passengers. One passenger I picked up, a lady. I get there, she gets him. Actually, you know what? I pull up, and she's coming over here on this side to get on this side behind me. And I roll down my window and I tell her if she can go on the other side. And the reason why I do that is I feel more comfortable people being on that side. Now, if there's two people, I'm not gonna make them sit on each other's laps. Of course, they're gonna have, they could sit, but I feel more comfortable them sitting on this side, behind the passenger seat. So she goes around, she gets in, we take off, we're driving. Then she asked me, how come you wanted me to sit on this side? So I tell her, for security purposes, I feel more comfortable somebody sitting on that side. I don't want nobody stabbing me in the back or coming and cut my throat up, or, I feel more comfortable somebody sitting on that side. And she was like, well, my dad tells me, and she's not young. She's probably like maybe in her early 30s, maybe late 20s. And she's like, my dad tells me that when I get in an Uber, I'm supposed to sit behind him. And I'm telling her, your dad said that? And she said, yeah. And I'm like, no. No. So I tell her, your dad probably said when you get in an Uber, Lyft, any ride share, you don't sit behind him. You sit in the back. Not right behind, just in the back. Not in the front seat, although people still come and sit in the front seat. So that's probably what he was implying you to, and she was like, okay. And then she's like, well, she starts telling me how things happen, things just happen. It doesn't matter if you have security, safety, or any of that. If you're careful, things still happen. She's like, things are going to happen. She's like, you don't know if I can, kill you right now. And, you say you have, and I'm like, okay. But I still want to protect myself. I still have my security measures in place. I have my camera. I have, I'm careful. And she's like, yeah, well, I've been shot in the back, and, I just don't think, security is going to help you, or, I don't believe in stuff like that. And, anything could happen. You could die. You could be the most secured person, and you could something still can happen to you. And I'm telling her, like, okay. And we're debating now. We're sitting here debating back and forth. And I tell her, okay, so what you're telling me is that we shouldn't worry about protecting ourselves because things happen anytime, right? And she's like, no. And I'm like, well, that's what you're saying. You're saying that things happen. And I understand things do happen. We could be driving and a plane could just crash right on us. Now, that you can't protect yourself. Things may happen, but I always have security measures in place. I always, I'm careful with everything. And, we're going to die regardless. But at least you try to live a little bit longer, by having all these security measures in place. And she's like, well, I'm different and I don't need that, and blah, 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 going on. And I grew up in the hood and this and that. Hey, you know what? I grew up in the hood too. It doesn't matter where you grow up. It just doesn't matter. Everybody's different. That just shows that everybody's different. I mean, she just don't care about being she don't care about being safe. It's basically what she's saying, that she lives a rough life and she just takes their chances. Because that's what I told her. Well, that's you. Everybody lives a different way. Everybody's life is different. For me, I'm going to take those security measures in place. I'm going to put them in place because I want to protect myself. I want to protect my car. I want to protect my passengers. Except her, I guess, she thinks that she's invincible or something. So that one I wanted to talk about was pretty interesting. Another one really interesting. I pick up this guy, gets in my car, and you could tell he's been drinking. You could tell right off the bat because he smells, he's slurring a little, and he's telling me, so he gets in and he's like, do you know where you're going? And I'm like, well, you put the address in, right? And he's like, no, my friend got me the ride. Okay. So we're going, he tells me his friend's name. I check, everything's perfect, everything's done. We go, and he's telling me, he's like, my brother used to be an Uber and Lyft driver. Really? That's cool. I tell him, is he still driving? No, he's not driving no more. I'm like, what happened? He doesn't like to drive? Oh, no, he's dead. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, he died. I'm like, oh, wow, what happened? And he's like, we don't know. He went to sleep and he just never woke up. So he tells me the story. He says his brother, has a lot of issues with his ex-wife or ex-girlfriend, whoever she is. He has a lot of issues with his ex-partner. He has child support he has to deal with. He has bills. He has this. He has that. He's just overwhelmed with all kinds of pressure on bills and child support and his ex and just everything overwhelming him. So he tells me he has 2 jobs. He also Uber and Lyfts late at night, like at 10, 11, and he stops around 3 a.m. Well, one night he was out. Not him, but the brother, the one that's talking to me. He was out, and his brother was home. He texts him saying, hey, call me, blah, 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 this and that. Be careful out there, text me or call me, blah, blah, blah. His brother never calls him. Brother goes home, goes to bed. Mom wakes the brother up. Hey, your brother's not waking up. What? So he gets up, goes over and he tries it. He's cold, he says. He's really cold and he won't wake up. So he says he tries to do the resuscitation and all that stuff, and he said he couldn't do it. So his uncle was there and he did it. Couldn't get him back to life. I mean, he was just gone. It's been maybe like a few hours that he's been dead. So he died overnight in his sleep. Now he tells me that he died of natural causes. But man, I mean, you go to sleep and you die like that. That's the way I would want to go. I mean, I would really want to go that way. So anyhow, he's telling me that when, he texted him, if he would have just called him, it would have been different. I told the guy, look, you would have called him. You probably would have been feeling better about the call, but actually you're not home. So it doesn't matter if you called, you were there, you text him. Things happen. It's not your fault. It's nobody's fault. People die. That's just a part of life. He's like telling me. He starts like tearing up a little bit. So I tell him, hey, you okay? It's just a part of life, bro. This must have happened not too long ago because he's still what is that called? When you're being, you're what is that called when you're still, you're still thinking about your loved ones that passed away. Anyhow, that's what he's doing. He's just, he's still depressed, is still thinking about his brother. It must have happened not too long ago. Anyhow, so he was an Uber and Lyft driver. I guess he was pretty good. But it's just a sad story. It's a sad story that your brother, passes away throughout the night. You go and he's gone. Things like that, It's crazy. But anything can happen. Anything can happen in this world. Anything. I mean, 1 minute you're here, the next minute you're not. I could be here 1 minute, and then I could be gone the next minute. It's just, a part of life. That's all it is. I know we wish we could live the rest of our lives, be immortal. That would probably be cool up to maybe 10 years. Maybe it would probably be cool maybe another 50, 60, 70 years, but you will get tired of being alive. You can't stay alive forever. Everybody dies at one point. I mean, we all die at one point. It's just part of life. So that was a pretty sad story. The other one was pretty crazy. She just, she's invincible or something. She's just not scared about anything. About anything. She got shot in the back. She grew up in the hood. She's not scared. She's scared. She's scared. She can't be saying that she's not scared. Everybody has fear in them. Everybody's scared of something, at one point or another. She's just trying to be all hardcore or something. I don't know what it was with her, but anyhow, had some pretty interesting trips this morning. Was pretty interesting Saturday. I didn't get a whole lot of drunk people. That's what I like. It's not Las Vegas, so I don't get a whole lot of drunk people here in the valley. But I did start at 3 a.m. and I'm just now finishing, gassed up, vacuum, did what I got to do. I am here at home now. I am here at home, get ready to get down and relax. I might go back out today. I'm not sure. I probably won't. I probably won't. But, hey, at least I think about it. So, had an okay day in the valley. Today's Saturday the 13th. Saturday the 13th. That's crazy. That's cool that it's not Friday the 3rd. Well, actually, Friday the 13th would be cool too. But, I'm not superstitious, so things don't happen to me. Things happen. They just happen, like the lady said. Things happen, they happen. That's it. You can't stop it. You can't do anything about it. Things are going to happen on its own. Plain and simple. That's just the bottom line. Haven't heard anything back from AB5 in California. Not too sure what's going on, but the last time I did do research on it, they are employees, but they just aren't employees at the moment. It's going to take a little bit of time for that to implement and be in place. I think January of 2020 is when 2020 is when it's going to be in place, and actually there'll be employed drivers through Lyft and Uber. I really don't know how that's going to pertain when you use both platforms. It doesn't make sense how they're going to do that at all. It don't make sense at all. But AB5 is not for me. I don't know if it's for you, but it's just not for me. I love being an independent contractor. I love being my own boss. I am great at it, and it's just not for me. So, don't want to talk about AB5 too much. Wanted to talk about my passengers and how how crazy and how everything is. Just a trip today. I mean, I got some pretty good passengers. That one man was kind of sad though. I feel bad for him, but once again, it is a part of life. It happens. Things happen, and that's it. It's just a part of life. So, with that being said, UNL driver here in Phoenix metropolitan area. Today is Saturday. That's right, today is Saturday, and now it is 8:35 a.m. 8:35 a.m. That's right. And did I say 8:40? Because it's 8:35, so it must have been 7 something this morning if I did say the time. Sorry if I said it was 8 something, but it's 7 something. Now it is 8:36 a.m. on Saturday here in Phoenix metropolitan area. If you can do me a favor, if you can like, subscribe, and share this, I would really greatly appreciate it. But you know what's next. Oh yeah, you know what's next. That's right. Peace out.
so appealing.